Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final week of AI-generated Moodle courses. You're welcome wherever you are, whether you're here in Zoom or whether you're watching the recording in the course or whether you're at the live stream on YouTube or watching a YouTube recording and you're not part of the course. You're all very, very welcome. Feel free to use the chat box for questions and comments, as well as if you're in the course in the support forms. And if you're watching this, feel free to use the comment box that's available in the video, just under the description for questions. Questions are my favorite pastime because that's how I learn. And hopefully I can help you as well. Right, so let's get started. A little bit about me, for those who don't know me and others who do. I teach at a distance using Moodle. It's not as full of plugins as mine are, but it is a Moodle site with the bare minimum. I'm the teacher there, or manager actually, of the Moodle. The university is based in Greece, and I teach MA students who are doing their Master of Science, but they're actually not science students. They're mostly educators who are interested in learning about immersive technologies, which is virtual reality and augmented reality. And it's an international school, so you're all welcome if you're interested. There's also a PhD program if you have your master's. Agenda for a final week, which, as I mentioned in the chat box, it should be a lot easier than not that much to do. It's just to sum up things, but you'll get a chance to catch up and work on your courses, which is what you'll be showcasing at the end. We'll go through some best practices, things that I've picked up from your questions and from what I've learned about from your videos, things that didn't go quite so right and needed improvement. You'll be showcasing and reflecting that one of the reflection bots is already there for you to start reflecting. We'll go through week 5 tasks, Moody Cloud, free Moodle site and courses where you will be adding your courses, migrating them, restoring them there after you create an account and get your Moodle. You'll be learning how to do that in week 5. If you don't already have a Moody Cloud Moodle site, or if you have another Moodle site, that's fine too. Book Creator, where you will be publishing and sharing with Generico. We'll go through some of the create activities with AI tools. I'll be mentioning that. Manual enrollment, which is what you're supposed to do in week 4, but many of you didn't. So this is a chance to explain a little more so that you can get started with that and add us to your courses manually. Badges and certificates, your badges and certificates, my badges and certificates to you. And then keep asking and support. I'll be talking about Moodle courses that will be coming up in May. There are 4 of them for various levels, and you can choose where you feel comfortable. There's also an admin course, which will be hosted on this particular Moodle with a very, very generous, I would say, price of $12 a month. I mean, for the whole thing, sorry, which is a 4-month-long course. And there's also a free 3-day online conference that will be taking place in February, also on the Moodle platform. And of course, the references. Before we get started, is there anything that you'd like me to go over or to explain or anything? Okay, I see there's a question there. No, I don't mean that, Elizabeth. You don't have to add me specifically, but adding others because you'll be creating groups. So you don't need to add me. But if you do add me, in week 4 if you added me. That's okay. But you still need to add 4 more people in addition to me because I don't need to be added. I can go there whenever I want to. Right, as the admin of the Moodle site. Browsers and Moodle courses. Now, there are a few things that I mentioned to some of you, not to all of you, because not all of you had this problem, but most of you will encounter this problem at some point in your internet lives. And that is when you can't see things. Instead of images, you see these strange looking things. And I think you can attest. Let me know in the chat if you've experienced this, where you go into a website or even things on your Gmail or your email account or in the Moodle or anywhere, all of a sudden the images turn into these dots where there's nothing there. And other strange things happen when you can't see certain things, things disappear. What you need to do, and this has happened to me lots of times, there's a story that I like to tell of a good friend of mine from the United States. We worked a lot together online, and we were working, and all of a sudden, she claims that she can't see the images. Says, Nellie, there are no images there. I said, the images are there. And she went to her husband's room and took a look at his computer, and it was the same thing. She says, Nellie, my husband doesn't see any images either. And then I went to my husband, and we're, in different places, of course, different locations. And I asked him, can you check your computers and see if you see the images? And he said, yes, I see the images. So, what happened? And then sure enough, it was about deleting browsing data. Once she deleted the browsing data, everything worked. Another thing is your modem, because sometimes you need to reset it. Everything needs vacuuming, just like we need to clean things because they get dusty. Same thing with the internet. It gets really, really dusty. And when things get dusty, we don't see very well. And strange things happen. So keep that in mind. If you need help with that, let me know in the support form, and I'll be happy to help you with cleaning up. Next is enroll manually. What you need to do in your course is you go into enroll, and you will find that under participants and enroll users. You don't need to open the menu. You just go straight to the right and you'll see enroll users. And then there are different ways of enrolling users. Once you do that, you'll be able to go by email or by their first or last name. Okay, so I prefer email because it's the most efficient. That's how you get them without any problems. What you'll have to do is you'll have to go to the list of participants in our course and get that information from them. You can contact them and ask for their email, or you can just try copying and pasting their names in the search, and then you'll be able to find them, because everybody in the course has a course on online courses for free. Let me know if there are questions up to here. I'm looking at the chat, but yeah, sometimes even after deleting the browsing data, you still have to take care of your modem and other things as well. It's not just the browser, it could be your computer as well, which also needs a little bit of cleaning up, dusting here and there. You can unmute yourself, by the way, and ask questions as we go. I want to remind you that you'll be getting your certificate. So make sure that the name doesn't have numbers or a company. I think one of you who's here today had a Gmail with the company's name as their name, which is fine. You'll be able to go back to it, but just to get the certificate, you'll have to change your name on your Google account, or if it's Facebook, I don't know how you're logging in. If you could let me know in the chat, that would be interesting. How did you log in, or how do you log in to the course? Okay, is it Gmail? Is it Facebook? Is it Yahoo? Is it Microsoft? I think most people use Google, or I've seen some Yahoo as well in our course. In any case, if you change it in your profile, it'll change back because you enrolled with a service such as Gmail, Yahoo, Microsoft, or Facebook. So you need to make the change there, but just do it while you're getting the certificate. And make sure that the name that you want is exactly the way you want it in your social service, whether, as I said, it's Google, Facebook, and so on. Another thing is the images. Make sure that in your courses, the images are sized properly. I think a good size is 400. And then notice you keep the proportion, so it takes care of the height. But as far as the width go, I would go with 400. You could 500, but I think 400 is generally a good size. And make sure in your course, especially now that you'll be going into another Moodle site, that the image that you add is decorative only. Okay, you need to take that off. I think on online courses for free, it's ticked off automatically. Another thing is when you're getting your certificate, and I think one of you noticed this, and it was really wonderful, as you explore and tell us what you see and how you're doing things, you're also discovering mistakes, which is another benefit of screen sharing. I learn a lot when I screen share. I see mistakes that I wouldn't see otherwise unless I did a screen share. So screen sharing might be a good way to check your course to make sure that everything is there. So you screen share your course, and then if there are any editing or things that you need to change, you'll be able to do that. When you're doing a certificate, make sure that it says no image. Make sure that you open the menu, the drop-down menu here, and you add your image. It should appear there. If it doesn't, let me know if you're having problems with that. Also, make sure that when you're creating a certificate, that you add the completion, not the completion, sorry, the restrictions, and not the completion, of course, but you add the restriction, and the restriction should always be the whole course, the course completion, and you have to add yes, no. I have no idea why they need the yes and no after that, but it's there for now. And there are two progress bars. One is for the students, not for you. Okay, and this is my progress. My progress is for the students to see how they're progressing and to compare it, if they're in groups, those in the group, and only they see it. Nobody else sees it. Or they can see the group average or the cohort if they're in a cohort, which is not like a group, okay? Because it's huge, can be huge. And then they can also see the class average and see how they're doing. That's my progress bar. The other block is called completion progress, where both the students and the teacher, and only the student and teacher, not the other participants, can see the completion progress. And you're supposed to get up to 100. Okay, and the teacher can set this up so that students can view it, and many of you, most of you have done this. Anyone know what tool was used to create it? You'll see it as soon as you hit the course, and it was developed by 11 labs, which you also tested, at least you looked at. And I'll be talking about that in a minute. So you'll be creating a book showcasing your work, and then you'll be reflecting using that bot. All right, so what's ahead in week 5? You will attend this meeting and you're here, so you've got 1V. And if you're not here, you'll be watching the recording. You can also watch the recording later on. It'll appear in the course at the top of week 5. Next is to get an account on Moodle Cloud. And this presentation is in the course. You'll be able to click on it and it'll open up a site. I believe that, how many of you have an account on Moodle? I know Nicole has. Oh, you finished it, Nagwe. That's wonderful. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I customize it so you could ask anything about any of the tools. If you're not familiar with the tool, you can ask reflection. You can do it again if you want and ask questions, and you'll get answers as well. So you get an account on Moodle. I think Nicole has it, if anyone else has it. Elizabeth, I'm not sure if you have it too. Oh, Philo has, great, also has a Moodle. Great. And then what you're going to do is you have the right to back up your course. And that's an adventure. There's a video on that, on how to back up a course. You'll back up your course, the one that you developed on online courses for free. And then you will restore. There's a restore feature in the course that you create on Moodle. And then you'll create a video. That's one video of the course that you had backed up and restored on Moodle. You'll insert the link of the screen sharing by pasting it. Okay, it's not generic. I'll change that. By pasting it, and then you'll create a second video. There are only 2 videos in week 5. You'll create a screen recording of showcasing your work in weeks 1 to 5, including 5. And you'll insert the link by pasting it, okay, not using Generica. And then you'll create a book. That's the 3rd task, only 3 tasks, to showcase your work with all the links and in great detail. And this one you will insert with Generica. Okay, and there are 2 videos here on how to get your account and how to start a course on Moodle. There's a lot more information, and you'll be able to take a course in May on how to manage Moodle or how to manage any Moodle site. Okay, that's in May, also completely free. But if you have a Moodle site, not on Moodle, another Moodle site, there'll be a course on how to be the administrator of your Moodle site. Because Moodle, it does say that you're the admin, but they only give you rights of a manager. I hope that's clear. And that's why you can't do very much as an admin. So Moodle it's free, and it has its limitations. You can ask me about that in the support form if you want more information. So Book Creator, how many of you have used Book Creator? You can say me, me, me. You can speak. So I don't have to go to the chat. So have you used Book Creator before?
Yes, of course. Love it.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Anyone else? If it's no, you can say no. I don't mind no's.
I've used it as well. I love it.
Okay, that's Nicole, right?
Yes.
Karina, I love it.
Pardon?
It's Karina. I love the Book Creator.
You also like Book Creator.
I do.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Any no's? I'm going to have to look at the chat to see if there are any no's. It's pretty intuitive. Young learners use it. Okay, so I don't see any no's. You don't have, oh, good, I'm glad. Okay, there's one no. Okay, very good. So you'll enjoy it. It's really, really nice. And you can do so much. So there's information here. Notice you need to have, let me go here, 8 chapters. It's a book. It's a digital book, completely free, with a table of contents. By the way, I do this with my university, my MA students. They create everything on book, and they do the same thing Okay, table of contents, introduction, conclusion, reflection, and a summary showcasing weeks 1 to 5. And you can add images, syllabus, the AI-powered tools, so that you can have a book at the end of the course. And I think this is what's wonderful about it. You can take it with you. You'll have a book of all your work, and it's digital, so you can click on things, and you'll be able to get both audio. You can add audio, you can add videos, and it's also a talking book, so you can also get it to speak. And you can share it with your colleagues and friends. And that's just a little bit of how to do it. There's lots of information. And then you'll be able to use Generico with the link. And how to do this, there's a video that's also in the course, but you can also see it here, on how to create and publish using Generico. I called it embed, but it should be insert with Generico. So these are the tools. So what did you do with the tools? Just curious. Because you had two streams. You had to work with Moodle activities, and you had to create activities using the AI tools. So it was a bit complicated in many cases. Some of you simply, told me about the tools, which is not it. You're supposed to create the activity using the tools. It's not to tell us what it's about. So I think that may have been confusing. No, there are only 2 videos, Nicole. 2 video tutorials and 1 book creator in week 5. Okay, so you're supposed to do, if you haven't done that, this is your chance to do it in week 5. Use the tools, and there are different things about the tools. There's Mizu, just to give you a refresher. There are 25 tools: Notebook, LM, Quizzes, Quizlet, Riffbot AI for reflections, Roshi, Twee, and there's some others. I only added a few here. And the enrollment, as I mentioned before, enroll everyone, not everyone. You need to enroll at least 4 people, that's enough. And manual is compulsory. If you're going to add enrollment, you can only add 1 in addition to the manual. You have to have the manual, otherwise you will be booted out. You will be thrown out of your course, and you don't want to be thrown out. So keep the manual, and then you can add guests, which you have so far in your course. But when you migrate or restore your course on another Moodle site, which you all have to do after you back it up, you can use application, which you're familiar with, or self-enrollment, or as I said, keep it guest. But in the online courses for free, keep it as a guest, so that others can view it. And remember, you'll be adding people manually, so they will be able to do things, but everyone else will not. They'll just look. Now, about the badges and the final certificate, you created badges. I hope you enjoyed the process. And you also created your certificate. There are 3 ways of creating certificates. This was in week 4. And I see most of you stuck to the custom. I don't know why. I think that beautiful and simple, it's crazy names, beautiful certificates and simple certificates are quite nice as well. So you might want to try it out at some point. I think Moody probably doesn't have it. So if you created custom certificate, that's fine, because Moody will have it. Moody has gone through an upgrade again because I bugged them. They can tell you that I keep sending them messages that, that I explained that my teachers want, yeah, you can speak. Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, thanks. No, the The problem I had with the certificates and when I was showcasing them is that I saw the three certificates, but then when you went in to find the information about what they would, what they offer, I think like one of them didn't have anything. And so I
Yeah.
just I went with the one that explained what the certificate did and the fact that you could like import a PDF or import it from Canva. So that's, so I was like, okay, well, that is explaining what you could do with it, where the other ones didn't have any explanation. But I
Yeah,
could explore.
yeah, I think the simple, first of all, I don't think the simple is on Moody, first of all, because it's and simple is not that simple. You have to you have to follow some of the codes. I have a code all set up for simple if you're interested on a PowerPoint slide on Google Slides. But you do need that code. Okay. And the code is just from what I used. I think the custom is probably the easiest, and it is the most, I guess, thoroughly, because they really do explain things, and it makes sense. And you've got lots of options too. You don't have to add, except for the image, you don't have to add, and the student's name, you don't have to add anything else. You can just make it ready-made and then just add the student's name, and it's all ready, which is what I do with the custom. So it's really, really easy to use. And as I said, Moody has it. So getting back to Moody, I bugged them to upgrade one topic because it wasn't upgraded. And as Nicole mentioned to me, she couldn't edit it. And at first I couldn't believe it. And the thing was that I could at some point, and then I couldn't, because what they did, they upgraded their Moodle, but they didn't upgrade all the plugins. And you have to do that. You have to also upgrade the plug. But they're a huge company. They don't, if they don't support you, it's not their fault really, because this is just something that they added to make it free for teachers. But actually, they're a big company. They charge a lot of money for what they do, and they don't really have time for this. So they do me a favor. So if you've got problems with Moody, just keep asking me, and I'll just bug them. They're fine. They owe me, so it's okay. Yes, Nicole?
Yeah, I've done that. I've backed up and restored onto my Moody site, which I was
Ooh,
really excited about.
yay.
But this is like a PSA for those of you who haven't done it yet. What I had done in my online courses for free, I had created a tab for record screen. And so that's where I saved all the videos I recorded, which I then uploaded into our course here. And so when I restored my class onto Moody, though that tab with all the videos went over, and
Oh,
it basically filled up my storage. So
yeah, yeah.
now I have to go and delete it. But I do remember when you can choose what goes over to your new course. And so hindsight, I should have deselected that particular tab. So just to
I would
FYI, if
say
any of you.
thank you. Thank you. I would also say something else. You just need to back up your course you can actually either ignore them, or or that whole section. You don't have to take that you can put them in one section, but you don't really need them. You can start deleting them in your course.
Exactly.
You don't need them at all, because you're finished with them. That was just for the course, and you don't need them. So once you reach week 5, you don't need them anymore, except for maybe the last one to showcase your course. But if you move your course to Moody, you can do it there, as long as you make it guest access. That's the only thing. Okay, but we'll see. We'll get questions, and it's better not to get all the information now, but to ask questions when you reach that point. And please feel free to ask questions right away. Okay, that's fine. Don't wait. Don't try to figure things out. I don't want to bother Nellie. Bother Nellie, okay? Because you just be frustrated, and I can resolve things very, very quickly. All right, so DeepSeek is the latest. Well, you probably heard about it because it broke the market. It caused a mess economically. I have no idea why, because all it is a copy of ChatGPT with less. That's all it is. So you might want to take a look at it. I know a lot of people are afraid. I don't know why they're afraid, but they're afraid. That's fine. But it's interesting. It has an app. So you can use it on your phone. It's even nicer on the phone. It doesn't have a record. So there's no recording. You can't use your microphone and anything like that. It doesn't have any GPTs, but it probably will. It's just a copy of a basic chat GPT, and it's completely free. So that's just to let you know. These are the digital badges. Notice how many of you have, how many badges do you have? I see that a lot of people have badges. I think you all have badges. I think there are about 6 from week 4. So let me see, badges. I'm looking for badges. So we've got 5, 4. Great. 5? Really, Nicole? Oh, you mean with the orientation week? You're counting the orientation week, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
But
I
then I
haven't.
said, when everyone said 4, I'm like, well, maybe I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, for the 4 weeks. There's also the orientation. So you're right, you do have 5 because you've got the orientation, and there are altogether. Oops, what happened here? Did I miss? Oh, there we go. There are 6 altogether. Okay, so you will have 6 at the end. And this is a certificate that you will get. Now, notice for this certificate, now you can understand what I did. I got this from Canva, and I added the text. Everything is as is. The only thing that I added to the custom certificate is the student's name, which will appear under is awarded to. And I found that easier to do this on, on Canva. And I didn't add the date. There's no date here, even though there's the date of the course, but I could add the date, I guess, instead of this stamp there. Any questions about the certificate? The reason I added the hours is because some schools require this in Europe and Canada. So I don't know, maybe in other parts of the world that I'm not aware of. So teachers were asking for hours, and I think that's the minimum hours that you worked. And keep asking questions. I also want to remind you that it's very important as online teachers that we support our students and provide ongoing support through the forums, through mail and messages, because Moodle has both mail and messages. I'm not sure in Moody if you have the mail. The thing with Moody is you can't add plugins, where on a regular Moodle site, you can. And I'll mention that in a minute here. And of course, feedback, you can also add this to Moody, by the way. You can add the same feedback that I have. If you're interested in that, Nicole or anyone else, and adding this kind of feedback to your Moodle site on Moody. Now, in May, May is the month of Moodle. That's when I offer 4 Moodle courses, including this one, a version of this one, not quite this one. But there will be a manager of a Moodle site to help you with Moody, because it's not that easy. It's not intuitive. Moodle, I think being a manager of Moodle is not intuitive at all. And being an admin of Moodle is even less intuitive. You really have to know what you're doing. And once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine, because there's a search engine to help you out. And there's the admin. Now, I've been providing an admin where you can add plugins, and you'll be practicing on one of my Moodle sites, and you'll be able to install plugin. You'll be able to do everything as if you had your own Moodle site. Okay, so you don't need a Moodle site to be able to learn how to be an admin of a Moodle site. But if you're in on Moody, you need the manager course. And if you would like to learn beyond Moody and you want to be an admin and learn everything that's involved in being an admin of a Moodle site, and installing plugins and so on, then this is the course for you. As I said, I've been providing this since 2009, but I've been charging a lot of money for it. Okay, over $800 right now is how much I charge for this. But this one is for $12. So I decided that as a, I guess, gesture to teachers, because I believe the teachers would benefit if they got a Moodle site, and it's worthwhile. So I'm offering this in May, and you can register as of now. The other courses, one is Develop a Moodle course, which is similar to what you did. And the first one is, and we've been doing this since 2013, I believe, it's called the Moodle MOOC. And that's practicing Moodle, but at a lower level. It's not really developing a course. It's just learning about the activities, the blocks, and the resources. Any questions about any of the courses? I'm looking at the chat. Okay, no courses. That's great. Okay. You can start saving. I'm kidding, but I'm serious, because $12 could be a lot of money in some parts of the world. I'm not putting it down. But I think it's in May, and we're in February, March, April, May. We've got 3 months, so save your money for the course. And this is the conference. This will be our 16th year. We started in 2009. It's a 3-day online conference, also with certificates for each day, and also a certificate of completion with hours on the Moodle site. And that's available there. You can find all the courses under the month. So this is for the month of February, our month. And these are the references, same ones that you've seen in the past. All right, so let me check with you if there are any questions, anything you'd like me to go over from what I went through. You can either use the chat. You're very welcome, Oregon. You know, it's really nice to see participants who keep coming back year after year. I learned from you. I know, I'm sure you learned from me, but I also learned from you, from your questions, from your presentations, and everything, actually. Your presence in the course is a learning experience. So questions about anything that I mentioned? Say no if no, say yes if yes. This is our final Zoom meeting, but we'll be communicating in the course. I want to wish you luck in completing the course on time. I know that's a challenge, but you're welcome to join the management course that's available. And it's at a very, very slow pace, so you don't have to worry about any kind of intense tasks. Okay, yes, no? Give me a shout out. Questions? All right, so, oh, there's a question. Okay, when is this course going to be offered again? There are 30 e-learning officials who are interested. Oh my gosh, in South Africa. That will be wonderful. I gave a course many years ago in Africa. I don't think it wasn't South Africa, somewhere in Africa, through an organization, a Canadian organization, and I really enjoyed it. But it was a long time ago, to admins of This course will be offered next year or in May. Same course will be offered in May. Registration will open very soon. Right now, I think it's just for guests. And as you know, if it's open to guests, you can't register. So that would be nice. Thank you. It's been wonderful. And we'll say our goodbyes in the course. All right, you're all welcome, Karina, as well, Nagwe. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here today and spending a bit of your Sunday with me.